Hi.
Hi, Eileen.
This is what happening when I am inside of my house. Like I am very happy, like peaceful, like really great with my family. But then I go outside and I feel like my presence irritates a lot of people. Like they get so mad or angry when I see them, and I didn't do anything to them, right? So how can I stop absorbing people emotions?
Eileen, it's not you. It's them. It's not you. You're not hurting them unless you're saying nasty things to them, which I don't think you're doing. It's their insecurity. It's their emotional and mental dysfunction that makes them respond to you the way they do. Uh, Sometimes when people are happy and open, other people are jealous and angry and begrudging, and they don't respond to you as they really should. They respond to you from that part of them that is very dysfunctional. Now, this meditation is about building chi. It's about building the power in the chakra below the navel so that when you leave the meditation, you take all the energy with you. And as it accumulates, meditation after meditation, you build the strength inside that no matter what people do and say and believe, it has absolutely it doesn't bother you. You are totally, you know, um, totally you just built a system inside yourself that's strong enough to be detached from other people's dysfunction. You can love them, you can forgive them, but you don't get swept away and what they are telling you. Really, if this is the way it affects you, you have a lot of work to do on yourself. So they're not a negative energy, they're really people teaching you about you. And, it took me a long time to get the strength inside myself to not let other people's opinions bother me, other people's, emotions and being upset and, being dysfunctional and neurotic. It took a long time to be able to have that kind of stability in myself to where the objective world, the outside world, no longer bothered me, whatever goes on here. And it doesn't mean I'm not involved in the world. I am completely involved in the world. But you are in the world and you are free of the world at exactly the same. Only because you have built a system inside yourself that's strong enough to do it. And that's the point of meditation, getting attached to God and becoming attached from all of this illusion, this Maya, this thing that people call reality that is so far away from reality that you need to be very strong inside to recognize this. I mean, the world we live in is more of a dream than any dream any of us can have at night. And it's full of a lot of dysfunctional people who have no training, no knowledge about meditation, spiritual work, no practice, no experience of it. And all they do is spend all their time in their heads and their emotions. And when you're in your mind and your emotions, everything is conflict. Everything is polarity. And you project that onto other people. And if other people don't have the strength inside to detach themselves from it, they get sucked right into it and it begins to eat you alive. And that's how people also get your energy. I really mean this. They're like vampires, they suck people's energy that way because they need that energy to thrive during the day. So the whole point of what I'm talking about is building the strength in yourself, you know, so that people can't do that to you. So, hey, I love you, friends, with this. but you're not going to suck my vital energy, the core of my being, out of you, out of me, because you're dysfunctional. Get your shit together, and then we can really hang out together, you know? And I mean, it's a serious problem because people get so upset when other people, have opinions about what they do and don't do, and you shouldn't. It's okay. They're teaching me I need to get stronger. I need to build a deeper system. I need to become more connected to higher energy and less connected to all the polarity and the dysfunction that goes on in this world. The illusion. It's all an illusion. And I think that it's one of the really byproducts of doing this meditation is it teaches you how to do this. You build a system inside that's strong enough to do it. But that is work. It's not something that you just get up in the morning and do. You evolve into it over time and work and patience. You just become a person you look out at the world and you enjoy it. It's all an illusion. It's like going to the circus, you know? You can enjoy it, you love it, and it doesn't matter a damn what people say. Their opinions and what they do and say and what they believe and their religious beliefs and this and that doesn't matter. You have a very profound connection with God. You have built that into your system, developed a chakra system that enables you to do that, gives you the strength not to be sucked into other people's opinions, but to feel bad because people don't like what you do, Boy, I remember when I lived in Texas, it was unbelievable. I was Mr. Ashram, I was there. The rumors were that I had come to Texas. I was part of the mafia, the New York mafia. They sent me to Denton, Texas to take over the town. That was the rumor, and I had one friend. He was a very good friend of mine. I'll never forget. I mean, I started restaurants. I had, bakeries. I had antique business. I had all kinds of stuff going on. It got big. And it was all very honest and healthy and really hardworking people. And this friend of mine came up to me. I had a restaurant that was very successful there. And then I decided that on Friday and Saturday night, I was going to have belly dancing. And this was like a Baptist town. It was a, very right-wing town, and I'll never forget it. They were lined up around the corner to get into this restaurant. The mayor, the doctors, the lawyers. I mean, it was incredible. And we had this wonderful, Tom, remember, we had this wonderful dancer there named Sharon. And she'd go up to she went up to their chairs and with the men, she would hit them with her hip, the chair. And all the people at the table would get hysterical and laughing and fun. It's like nothing like that ever happened in their life. And this friend of mine comes up, he was a great guy. He was a truck driver, and he was a really good friend of mine. And he was born in Denton. And he said, Stuart, you really have goosed this town. He said, you have given this town exactly what it needed. What you have done here is exactly what this town needed. A good goose to wake it up. That there are other things in life besides being right-wing prejudiced, people. And it was fun. We enjoyed it. It was something incredible. And yet it went up against all the opinions. I was the mafia taking over Denton, Texas. That was the opinion. When I heard that, I got hysterical laughing. I said, this is unbelievable. You bring all this stuff here that people have never had, and they're all enjoying it like hell. And I'm the mafia here trying to take over the town. I mean, it was really something, that was an experience. But I remember, I'll never forget, I got a call from the Chamber of Commerce. And Denton, Texas had produced two Miss Americas. And the Miss Denton pageant was one of the biggest pageants of the year. And I get a call from the Chamber of Commerce asking me if the ashram can sponsor the Miss Denton pageant. I started they called up the mafia. And I said, yeah, why not? We'll do it. We had parades. I remember, Tom, we had parades, we had craft shows, we had fashion shows, everything. It was fun. We enjoyed it. We had a very good time, But I'll never forget that. They called me up. They called up the mafia to find out if they would if they would sponsor the Miss Denton pageant. And this was really an important pageant because two of these women that won Miss Denton became Miss America. It's true. Oh man, I'll tell you, the things you get to learn that you live in a world that's a complete illusion. It's a total illusion, and you have to enjoy it. You can't take it seriously. You can't let it offend you. People's bullshit, you can't let it offend you. You have to enjoy it. And you got to be strong enough to where you can be detached from it and enjoy it and not let it eat you up and eat you alive. And then it turns around, Anyway, I have a billion stories like this. So it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you, work on yourself, and nobody can say anything that will even just bounce off you. Because you're connected to God, you're having a spiritual life, and that's, that energy gives you the strength to deal with anything. And if you don't have the strength to deal with it, it's just telling you that you need to work on yourself, to continue building yourself. I mean, that funny little town that I never wanted to be in the first place, but I was sent there by my teacher to run an ashram. And I really never wanted to be there, But I spent 9 years. Rudy told me you're going to be there for 3 weeks. It took me 9 years to work out 3 weeks. But it was good. It was like going to Fort Dix. It was like basic training for the rest of my life, learning how to deal with any kind of nonsense. And so much nonsense has taken place in my life. And if I didn't have all that training, I could have never survived it. I hope this is clear because it's not only for you, Aileen, it's for everyone, all of us. We all go through this, And finally, we have to say, well, what's important? What really is important to me? And to me, it was always having a spiritual life. That was the most important thing. And a complete belief in what this meditation can do for not only for myself, but for people. I saw what it did for me, and I knew what it could do for other people if they really do it. Now, getting people to really do it's a major, major problem, But if people really do it, it's amazing. It's a miracle what this meditation will do for somebody. Does anyone else have a question? No, I've had if I had to write my autobiography, it would be about 4,000 pages long. I mean, the stuff that's happened in my life. And it would be a hoot. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Life is pretty simple for me now. It was very, very different years ago. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, just so that I'll announce it again, next Monday, I'm going to take a week off. And it's something I need to do. I need to just get some rest and change the environment a little bit to refresh myself. Tantra number 39 is being posted tomorrow. I hope you all read those things. They're quite interesting. I have 108 of them, which are maybe, every one of them is about 85% finished. I have to always edit them when I come to them, but it's done. The framework is there. Now I have to do all the window dressing. I have to do all the finish work, crafting of it. And I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to be a very good book. And I'm really, Kenny is working on designing it. I'm very grateful that he's doing that. And we'll see what happens. I think it should be interesting. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? Yes, Soren. Yes? Do you have a question, Soren? No? No? I guess not. No?
Sorry, no.
No? Okay, you raised your hand. I thought you had a question. Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. God bless you all. And I hope you take in the words from this evening. They're very important in developing a life that can free you of karma, that can enable you to enjoy this Maya that we live in, this tsunami of Maya that we live in. Instead of it being something that intimidates us and threatens us, it's something that teaches us. It's a teacher. And if you just see it that way, whatever it brings to you is teaching you something about yourself. And I think that's a major way of approaching life and a way of making friends with life. You bow to your teacher. You open to what your teacher has to teach you. And life is constantly teaching us. We have to be able to listen, not be intimidated by it, and say, okay, this is what I've got to learn to do to grow. Okay, thank you. God bless you all for being my teacher. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. There'll be class tomorrow evening. And thank you and bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.